welcome to your next episode of the East Kentucky Works podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Jennifer Breeze.
Hey guys, and I'm Jaeclinn Kaiser. Today we're here with Lindsy Lawson. She is our Career Development Specialist at KCEOC. How are you today, Lindsy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're so glad to have you on today. Can you tell us a little bit about your role as a Career Development Specialist at KCEOC and kind of just like what that entails, what you do, things like that?
Yeah, so I work in the 3 local high schools here in Knox County, and I work with high school seniors on developing career plans and kind of helping them figure out what they want to do after they graduate.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's such a good tool. We talk about this all the time, and we really wish that we had something like that when we were in high school.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Me too.
Yeah, so you talked about those high schools. Which high schools specifically do you cover?
So I cover Knox Central High School. I'm there on Mondays and Tuesdays. I cover Barberville City. I'm there on Wednesdays, and then Lynn Camp High School, and I'm there on Thursdays.
Awesome.
So, and being a career development specialist, so you are part of our Prosper Appalachia grant, which is just a huge initiative that we've developed to help seniors in Eastern Kentucky to find a career path. So we don't want them to leave high school thinking either I have to leave Eastern Kentucky to find a good job, or B, I don't know what I'm going to do and just flounder, right? And so can you tell me, as a career development specialist, what are your job duties? What kinds of things do you do with the students?
So we do career interest assessments that just kind of allows them to identify their likes and dislikes, like what kind of traits they want to see out of themselves to go into a job, And then once we do the assessment, it gives them different career options that they may be interested in based on their assessment results. And then we review the LMI, or the labor market information, so they can see what kind of wages they'll get with those jobs. They can see the projected job growth, especially in Eastern Kentucky, whether it's, a good one or a bad one. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, even if you're really passionate about something, if there's like a -6 job growth, you're probably not going to want to do that because you're probably not going to get a job there. And so, yeah, we just look at stuff like that. And then I can place them in like work-based learning opportunities and stuff like that. So
that's so cool. And you guys use like VR headsets to
we do
explore?
Yeah. There's we have a VR headset. There's like over 40 career exploration simulations on there, and so they really enjoy that too. There's like welding. There's one that's assisting with the knee surgery for the ones that like want to see blood. It kind of squirts on the goggles, and they enjoy that. So, yeah.
That's so cool. We talked a little bit about seniors signing up, but who can underclassmen also sign up for Prosper Appalachia services? How does that work?
Right now, it's just the seniors.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And is it too late to sign up?
No, they can sign up anytime throughout the year for the Prosper Appalachia program itself, but I would recommend the sooner the better, because for the work-based learning opportunities, those placements, the spots for those fill up pretty fast. So.
Yeah. So even if there's people listening that maybe aren't in Knox County, we have career development specialists placed in at least 20 schools right now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're in the EKCEP area, check to see if your high school has this program. And if they do, get signed up right now, because we are getting people into jobs.
Yeah, they're loving it. They're super excited. I love seeing it. Actually, this morning, my office is located close to one of the work placements. And some of my students were looking out the window and they're waving at me this morning, smiling. They're just loving their jobs that they're in right now. So
I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So what makes these services that you provide stand out from other things being offered to the seniors for career exploration?
So like I mentioned, the work-based learning opportunities, a lot of other programs offered in the schools, they don't put people to work or put students to work. So we can place them in paid work experiences and paid internships where we cover all of the wages, we cover all of the workman's comp. Also, we can provide supportive services, and most other programs don't. So we can help with anything employment or training related. I've got students that they're taking the CNA class, and I've been able to provide them with scrubs, textbooks, notebooks, stethoscopes, blood pressure cuffs, literally whatever they need. I've got some that are working outdoor work, and so they needed work shirts, work pants, work boots. I've been able to provide that. and a lot of other programs don't offer that. So
that's just amazing. Like you said, Jaeclinn, I wish that I had that when I was graduating from high school,
me
because
too.
it was basically like, hey, you gonna go to college? You got to go to college. If you want to be successful, you better go to college. And so, we had to like pick what we were going to do in college,
Yeah.
and it's just not like that anymore. We don't necessarily. I mean, not that college is bad, but it's not for everybody, right? And there's ways that we can get people into really solid paying career paths without having to pursue a 4-year degree, right?
It's still like that too in the schools. They still push college a lot. And I'm like, please don't, because I'm like, there are so many other opportunities, besides college.
So, Lindsay, tell us, what kinds of tools and resources do you provide to the seniors that might enhance their career exploration? I think we talked about some already, but is there anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think really the assessments that they take and the LMI data that we look at are good resources for them because they always have those interest assessments. So even after, like, if they try something and they think, well, I don't like this, but according to my assessment, these are still things that I identify with and these are still things that I like, they can look at different career options related to those assessment results as well. And then, I think the LMI data, they've always got the Truity website or the ONET website. That's what we use for the LMI stuff. So they can go back and look at that whenever they want to explore other career options. And then the headset, I think it's a really good resource too, because it gives them not necessarily hands-on, but it puts them in the perspective of if they're doing that job. And so I think it's a good thing that they can use to see if they really want to pursue that or not.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool because I just got to use a headset last time, and I was I don't even remember what I was doing, something in the medical field, and somebody might think that they want to be in it, and then they see all this blood and all these things happening, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, just kidding, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I'm a little bit more queasy than I thought.
I was gonna say, I'm scared of heights, super terrified of heights. And I did the lineman one just to like kind of get a feel and see how realistic it was. And I literally jerked the goggles off. I was like, this is not for
Yes,
me.
that's what I was going to talk about because
Yeah.
like heights, no way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Could not be me.
So, Lindsay, why would you encourage a high school senior to take advantage of the Prosper Appalachia program, even if they just want to check it out?
I would encourage somebody to do the Prosper Appalachia program because it allows them to have a better idea of what they want to do after they graduate. A lot of them are unsure. So when they come to me, that's what I'm there for. We can sit down and we can figure it out. We can discover what they like, what they don't like. And then we can also give them those work-based learning opportunities. And so I would encourage anybody that can to take advantage of it so that they can get out there and kind of get hands-on and see what they really want to do so that they don't waste time or money in college if they don't need to be.
Yeah, and that's huge thing.
It is. I feel like there are so many students, I mean, myself included, like I'm not even going to back out of it. I've changed my major like 3 or 4 times, and which I'm working on my master's degree, but I just changed again. Like if somebody had done this with me, it would have saved me so much time and money because students go off to college and they end up in all kinds of unnecessary debt because they either don't need to go to college or they go for the wrong thing, not knowing what they really want to do. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's like life changing. Like it
Yeah.
seems over the top to say, that it's a very cliche thing to say, but it really, really is.
Right.
Life changing work you guys are doing because
Yeah.
you're setting them on a course to success
Yeah.
that they might not have found on their own. So we're so grateful for you guys being out in those schools doing this. Can you share with us a story of a student or two who came to you maybe not knowing what they wanted to do and where have they landed now that they've gone through some of your program?
Yeah. So I have a few actually. So I've got one. When she first came to me, she was so unsure. She was all over the place. She knew that she wanted to make good money because her family, they're like doctors and all kinds of stuff, but she's not. She was like, I don't want to be a nurse. I don't really want to do that kind of stuff. And so we did the assessment. We looked at LMI data. We went through likes and dislikes. We even made a list of pros and cons for different things. And it wasn't until she tried the VR headset that she discovered her interest in vet. And now that's what she wants to do is vet. And I have a few others. They were interested in medical, but they couldn't decide if they wanted to do like medical or marketing. And these are girly girls. I mean, they are. They're the girly girls, and they just love all kinds of things. And so I put them in a local boutique here, clothing boutique. And so they're able to see the marketing side of it, the social media, and then they're able to see business, and they're able to see like the fashion and stuff. So that one placement has opened them up to so many other different things that they can see, and they're loving it. Absolutely loving every bit of it. And I've got a couple more, two boys. One of them was wanting to do medical, and the other one was wanting to do lineman, like completely different things. But they both have a absolute love for working outdoors and outside stuff. And so, and I think that they both would be really good based on their interest results, that they would be really good with business aspects. So I put them in two separate landscaping mowing companies that are locally ran and owned, so they can see the business aspect of it and then get the work outside too and see if that's what they really want to do. And they're both absolutely loving it too. And I was able to provide them with work shirts and work boots and work pants and all that stuff. So it's been really good for all the people that's been placed so far.
And I love how when you talk about this stuff, you're talking about local businesses and
Yes.
mom and pop shops. Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome, especially because a lot of people don't want to leave Eastern Kentucky, but they don't feel like that's an option,
Right.
especially when people are pushing college down your throat. Not that college, again, is a bad thing, but
Right.
sometimes it's just not meant for everyone. And you can learn and grow and get a career in your hometown. You don't have to move
Absolutely.
away. And I
Yeah.
think that's great that the CDSs are teaching these kids that you can stay home if you want to stay home.
Yes. Yeah. It is great. I love it too. And because I've even heard them say that. They're like, I want to stay here, but there's nothing here for me. And I'm like, oh, there is. Let me help you
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
That's great.
And I bet
So,
it helps the employers too. Like, I'm just thinking, if you run a smaller business and you're thinking, gosh, I would love to have another set of hands on deck, but I can't quite afford the salary. But you guys are able to kind of help bridge that gap
Oh, yeah.
on their side as well.
Yeah.
So
We've had a
it's
few employers throughout this program tell us that they were so thankful and so glad that we called and reached out to them because they really needed something like this. So it's been good on both sides for sure.
love it.
so are there any eligibility requirements for these seniors?
Nope. As long as they are a high school senior in one of the schools that I cover, or any that EKCEP covers, they can do the program.
That's so awesome. So if somebody's listening to this and wants to sign up, like, how do they get started? Who do they contact?
They can contact me. They can ask any of the school staff because most of them are familiar with me by now. They can send me an email at lnlawson@kceoc.com, or they can reach out to me through my work cell phone, which is 606-595-1531. And I'm pretty quick to answer either of them. So
Perfect.
And we talked about seniors being able to sign up at any time, but when is like the best time? The start of the school year?
absolutely. The start of the school year for sure. They can sign up anytime throughout the school year, but like I said, those placements fill up fast. So the sooner you can get in, the better, because we can get you in, get your career plan done, and get you somewhere to work.
And can parents reach out on behalf of their students to find out more about the program, or does it have to be the student?
It can be the parents. Absolutely. We like to keep them in the loop just as much as the students.
Okay. So for parents listening, like, be proactive, get on the ball, because I'm guessing it's probably not a whole lot of high school seniors listening to our podcast, but maybe some parents or aunts or uncles or grandparents, or if you know a high school senior, like, get them involved, because
Yes.
this is something they don't want to miss out on.
And at the beginning of the year, we have a Prosper Appalachia letter that goes home with the students to the parents so that they can get a little bit more information about the program. And my contact information is on that as well.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then we talked about being able to cover costs and things. So does it cost them anything to be a part of this program?
No, we cover everything. If they're working, we cover the wages, we cover workman's comp, anything the employer needs. And then if they need anything for work or training or whatever, we can cover that too with supportive services.
Cool. Well,
That's
Lindsay,
awesome.
do you have anything else you want to tell us? Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening today. That's all that we have for you guys. If you're looking for a job or want to advance your career, Or if you're a business leader looking for skilled workers, EKCEP is here for you. You can find more information about EKCEP and all of our services at ekcep.org or visit your local Kentucky Career Center, and you'll find the links to everything we mentioned today in the show notes. But have a great day, Eastern Kentucky, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.